Hey everyone, welcome back to the Thinking Crypto channel, your home for crypto news and interviews. Guys, today was a big day for the market. We had Gary Gensler go speak with the Washington Post to talk about crypto regulations. And of course, he continued his same bullshit talking points, right? But here's the interesting part. Hester Peirce also went on TV today. She's a commissioner of the SEC. We know she's pro-crypto, and she's saying the opposite of what he's saying. This is good for crypto holders in the industry. And I'm going to see what the impact is on the case with Ripple and crypto regulations. This doesn't make the SEC look good and Gensler look good. We're also going to talk about Coinbase. Despite the news we talked about yesterday of them capitulating, it looks like they're going to take a different angle in fighting the SEC. So some big updates there. Brian Armstrong kind of reacted indirectly to Gensler today by tweeting a Time magazine article about crypto and digital currency and the future of it in the United States. We have Raoul Pal, macro investor, Caitlin Long, and a bunch of other people weighing in on this. Even Charles Gasparino, who was part of the crew at Fox Business that interviewed Hester Peirce, he weighed in a slew of tweets. So I want to share all that with you. And we have big news around a Bitcoin mining company. So guys, lots to get through. Before we do, please go ahead and hit the thumbs up button, leave a comment below, and hit the subscribe button if you're new here. It helps support the channel and it doesn't cost you anything. Guys, this video is brought to you by OKCoin Crypto Exchange, where you can buy, sell, and trade your favorite cryptocurrencies, and you don't have to pay high fees. OKCoin charges low fees. You can also stake your crypto and keep 100% of the rewards. OKCoin is the only exchange in the world that you can buy MiamiCoin and stake it as well. I'm currently staking, earning 430% APY. So if you'd like to sign up, link in the description. Guys, earlier today, I uploaded my interview with the World Economic Forum's head of blockchain data and digital assets, Sheila Warren. If you haven't seen that interview, check it out, guys. Crypto is global, and there's nothing stopping it, despite what Gensler and the SEC are doing right now. So link in the description, be sure to watch it. All right, the market, guys, nothing really to report here because once again, we are in that corrective phase. We're building support levels. And as we talked about, you know, the Evergrande or whatever the hell it's called out of China did add some selling pressure, but it's within the market cycle. So we haven't broken out of it or did some super massive dump where, oh no, the whole bull market is over, right? That is not the case. Macro level, we're still on track. So there's some other charts here that people have shared showing that we're still on track. So for example, Bitcoin monthly candles update, expect September to close here or higher. Nothing new, follow the cycle. So if you look at 2013, which had a double peak, and we believe it's going to double peak again this year, we see a similar pattern. And like I said in yesterday's video, history doesn't often repeat, but it does rhyme. So we are seeing similar patterns, especially when you look at the relative strength index, the RSI. So be patient is the takeaway here. Just calm down. And this is not financial or investment advice. You know, I'm personally buying the dip. I'm putting a little money here, buying this coin, that coin, just adding to my holdings. And these are the dip buying opportunities, of course. So I am expecting fireworks in Q4. Here's another chart from Didi Taihudu, who's obviously part of the Bitcoin family. I interviewed him about a month ago, and he said the following: I have been sharing this chart in my video since a couple of weeks ago. Tell me what you see and what you expect from Bitcoin between September and December 2021. So showing similar patterns that we saw historically, 2013, 2017, and now 2021. So we shall see what the new all-time highs are going to be, what the blow-up top prices are going to be. But as I've said before, have a plan, know what price points you're going to cash out at, so you're not caught flat-footed. All right, Gensler. Here's the title of his respective interview, if you want to call it that, with the Washington Post: The Path Forward, Cryptocurrency with Gary Gensler. So here's what essentially were the takeaways. Crypto markets need more scrutiny from the SEC, investor group says. So he went on there, doubled down on his talking points. But what's interesting is that there's an advocacy group who called the crypto industry a Wild West in a letter to the SEC chair, Gary Gensler. Now, I'll give you one guess. Who is funding these advocacy groups? Have you figured it out yet? I tweeted about this. Want to guess who's funding this advocacy group and wrote this letter? Some hints: JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs, Citi, Bank of America, and so on and so forth. Essentially, the banking cartel, who know that crypto staking and lending will take money out of their pockets. We know that the interest you earn on your savings and checking or whatever it is accounts, it's nothing. It has been depleted, and on top of that, inflation is that hidden tax that's debasing your money. They don't like that you're moving your money into crypto where you can earn a higher yield and interest. They don't like that. So they are fighting it. And Gensler, being the Goldman Sachs guy that he is, he's controlled. He's just a puppet, right? And the puppet master is just a banking cartel. I think it's pretty clear as day what's happening here. Notice how they're just fighting very, very hard the DeFi and the lending. They tried to stop Coinbase. Coinbase is the largest US exchange, and their product was going to reach millions of people. These banks were probably sounding the alarm internally, like, oh, hey, we need to stop this, right? I'm sure Jamie Dimon and all these guys, you can just imagine the alarm bells that have been going off at the banks, right? And here we have an update around Coinbase and the what they're planning to do. So Charles Gasparino, who's been covering this, and by the way, I have a lot of tweets from him because he's been breaking news all day. So he said, breaking: people close to Coinbase tell Fox Business the digital exchange isn't done opposing the SEC's blocking of its lend product. Company will unveil proposals in the coming weeks to start a debate on the SEC's ad hoc regulation of cryptocurrencies, CC, XRP community, and Ripple. This is great. At least they didn't just, fully capitulate. I wish they would have taken this, to the courts. This way, there's more pressure on the SEC, but maybe they know something we don't, right? Coinbase is heavily connected to regulators, massive investors like Andreessen Horowitz and so forth. So people who have power. So let's see what they do. At least they're not completely capitulating, like I said. So I think more of the crypto industry and community need to come together, guys. Coinbase should be partnering with Ripple and these other companies to fight the SEC, because Gensler is not giving up. He's not going to give up with a fight. Now, here's what I said at the beginning of the video. Hester Peirce, commissioner of the SEC, who I've interviewed on the channel, link in the description, and I'm interviewing her in about a week and a half. She went on Fox Business, and here's some of the takeaways. Breaking: crypto mom Hester Peirce concedes to Fox Business there is work to be done to fix crypto's uneven regulatory framework. More with Liz Clayman at 3:45 p.m. Eastern Delta time. Here's some more. Scoop: crypto mom Hester Pierce tells Fox Business she's meeting with the leading crypto industry players who are increasingly voicing their concern the SEC has not provided clear regulatory guidance, stifling innovation. Here's a quote: working backward from bringing enforcement actions. Guys, this is a complete 180 from what Gensler, it's the dichotomy here. Gensler saying the opposite. I like this. I appreciate her. She's forward thinking, and I'll use a term: she's got balls. Right? Obviously not literal, but you know what I mean. Let me rephrase that. I shouldn't have said that. She's got a heart. She's got courage. She's brave, right? And I'm glad that she's taking this stance, guys. This is awesome. And Gensler is getting exposed for the hypocrite that he is, because we know he's trying to cover up for Jay Clayton and William Hinman. He wants more power, and he's doing the banking cartel's work at this point. So he continues saying here, the regulation, working backward from bringing enforcement is not a good way of providing clarity. Her statements come as execs at Ripple and Coinbase both have attacked the SEC over its uneven regulatory agenda for crypto. Boom. That's it right there. You have further confirmation that there's not clarity in the market, and it's coming from a commissioner of the SEC who's obviously not in line with what Gensler is saying. And she hasn't been in line with Clayton and these others. So God bless her. I'm so appreciative of her and her bravery, because as you can imagine, going up against your boss like this publicly, guys, that's not an easy thing to do. Just think about your job, and remember, this is public. It's not like there's an internal thing where nobody can hear or see anything. This is public. This is mainstream media. This is groundbreaking. So once again, I'll be interviewing her soon. Raoul Pal, macro investor, big time investor, guys. Here's what he had to say, and this is a long thread. Listening to Gensler, and it's clear he is laying down the hardest case he can for regulation of digital assets. But my view is that he will likely get his way, that most are going to be classified as securities, but with a wholesale change to what that means. It's like then the internet started. It's like, I guess he meant when the internet started to gain real traction. The authorities tired to impose harsh rules, but in the end, there had to be a grand compromise to not stifle something very important indeed. The decision led to trillions of dollars of new capital creation and the largest investment inflows into the US in history. And it could be the same now if Gensler gets his way. So the innovation that was seeded from light touch regulation of the internet changed the world, with the US as the leader. Digital assets are as big of a deal. The technology has created an entirely new financial system, more robust than the last, and created entirely new business models on a scale we are trying to get our heads around, as it's developing so damn fast. Digital assets might as well be securities, but the regulation around that will end up being much lighter touch than today. So he continues here. If they try the heavy hand, capital leaves, and also lobbying power of the crypto community is growing every day. Money talks. This is super important. So what he's saying, he thinks Gensler is going to get his way, but the securities laws will be adjusted and changed, because you can't use, once again, what we've been saying forever, the 80-year-old Howey test for digital assets. You're trying to put a square peg into a round hole, or whatever, the analogy is. It's stupid. It is seriously stupid. And I think anyone who has common sense and logic can see this. And he's saying that, and then look, eventually these crypto companies, which are making millions, will start lobbying Congress and these different folks. So the SEC is not in a winning position. You have their own commissioners, people out there who are just not in line, or who don't believe in the draconian laws, I should say. And Congress is going to move in a different direction from Gensler. Crypto companies are obviously going out there and talking about this. The mainstream media is picking it up. So Raoul Pal continues saying, the reason no one wants to call something a security is that it comes with a huge burden in cost, time, and access to regular investors. But pair that all back to create innovators regulation and layer in KYC, tax compliance, and some investor protections, and it's a good thing. Absolutely. We need balance, right? No one's saying you can't tax. No one's saying you can't do KYC, know your customer. Of course you have to do that, and you have to protect the market from scams. Just those of you who have been here for a while, remember BitConnect. Does the SEC need to stop scams like that? Hell yeah, right? Because we don't want people losing their money. But you can't just throw out this blanket saying everything's a security and blah, blah, blah. We're going to sue everybody. That is stupid. Raoul Pal continues saying here, and that also means the frankly ridiculous rules around the accredited investors or selling securities has to change to meet the modern world. Thank you, Raoul Pal. My goodness. Not the 1930s world. It is simply inexcusable to allow rich people to get richer and penalizing the poor who aren't accredited. There's so many truths in here. It doesn't even apply to crypto alone, just in general society of what's been happening, right? He's absolutely right. And he continues saying here, in a world of decades stagnant real wages and rising asset prices that is morally wrong, that very dynamic has pushed U.S. households to rack up more debt than in all history. What is more risky, the debt or the digital assets? We know the debt is what makes the banks rich too. Once again, see the common denominator? These big banks who screwed us in 2008, They are looking to screw us again. No, you can't have crypto. No, you can't earn interest. You must come to us and bend the knee and use our bullshit savings and earn bullshit interest amounts that are inexcusable while we collect the premiums, while we make the money and you make scraps. Do I need to go further? That's what the hell is going on. And we know these banks don't want to give up that power. They're not going to come out, Jamie Dimon's not going to come out and say anything, but what they're going to do is under the table push Gary Gensler's buttons here. Here's $1 million. Here's this, here's that. We'll donate to this, blah, 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 blah. That's the game that's being played. So the political pushback from stopping ordinary people access to investments just won't work in the current political climate, and nor should it. Newer crowdfunding rules have shown the way, and legal changes around some of that has helped. But the current system still generally forces individuals to use large financial institutions to get access to investments, keeping the power in these institution hands. This is unlikely to survive as a structure, as it's inherently unfair and the trust in institutions is entirely eroded. Of course, and that was even further in concrete in what happened with 2008. Literally nobody went to jail, 1 or 2 people, but they got bailed out. So they think, hey, we're going to continue to get bailout. We can screw Main Street. We can screw the little guy. But this is why they're so afraid of crypto. Crypto gives the power back to the little people, to the average Joes like you and me, right? They don't like that, guys. They don't like that. But they can't stop it, right? We've seen historically disruption, technology, it will win. And it's, once again, this is not just for crypto. Look at what happened with the GameStop short squeeze situation. Man, you think about that, the little guy got the power back. We crowdsourced. The reason we were able to do that is because of the internet, the decentralization of communication, sharing of information, obviously of media as well. The fact that I can create this video, give my opinion, have thousands of people watch it, have you guys go on Twitter and share and talk about it as well. It's a new world, so they can't stop it. They're going to fight it, but they can't stop it. So Raoul continues here. The madness of all of this is that people are free to bet on sports or throw all their money away in Vegas, but can't buy securities. See the hypocrisy there, the double standard? They can lose money in a number of unregulated private transactions. My view is that in the end, we will get new securities laws or digit assets that can be that they will be cheaper. I don't know if that's a misspelling, faster, fairer, and much less erroneous on issuers. Consumer protection will have to come via warnings or some sort of risk. He continues here saying, but this will take years. The next 3 to 5 years in crypto will be about setting the battle lines and then using the courts and lobbyists to reach a grand settlement of what it means to classify something as a security. In the end, that will help the space. And as with all regulations, there will be regulation arbitrage in between jurisdictions if required. But regulation is coming globally, and countries that actively encourage these entrepreneurs with lighter regulation will take the lion's share of the benefits. And this is my worry living in the United States, because look, I have a daughter and I want a great future for her. And if we become this draconian country and innovation gets killed and other countries are doing better, they're fostering innovation, then is it worth living here? And look, I love the United States. I think it's the greatest country. But my thought is that I hope we don't get there. But Raoul is saying, I think we will fix this, but it's going to be a battle over the next few years, unfortunately. So what does that mean for you? Well, this is why you need to have a plan and make sure you take profits as the price rises, because it could be a bit rocky over the next few years. Just being transparent, guys. I don't want it to be. Hell, I'm here to make money. As I've said since this time I started this channel, I'm here to make money. I'm here to invest and make money off of crypto, use that money to pay off debt, start a business, do things, right? I have plans just like many of you, but here we are fighting right now against draconian overreach, backwards thinking regulations coming from Gensler and the SEC. with the exception of Hester Peirce. So Raoul says here, I don't see the US making the same mistakes the EU did with the internet companies that essentially force all innovators abroad. It is not in the US DNA. Gensler's hard line is the start of a long negotiation, classic negotiation tactics. Start ultra tough, then compromise. That's interesting. He says here, finally, the digital asset industry needs to formally come together and do the same, just as the internet companies did. Yeah, Coinbase, Ripple, all these companies need to come together. It's going to cost a lot of money, but in the end, where the compromise is made is the difference between a $10 trillion industry or a $200 trillion industry. That is a hell of a prize. He's absolutely right. This is such a great thread of his thoughts. And this is one of my favorite, by the way, I'm not saying this because I agree what he's saying. I've been a big follower of Raoul Pal. I listen to him and his podcasts, his interviews, very smart guy. And once again, a macro investor. So he's looking at things at the long-term scale. So really great thoughts there. Now, Charles Gasparino continued tweeting today. Once again, he has a lot of tweets, but it's all good stuff. He's giving a lot of exposure to the situation. SEC must lay out clear guidelines on what cryptocurrencies they view as securities and which they do not. Pat Toomey, ranking member of the U.S. Senate Banking Committee, told Fox Business, regulation by enforcement is extremely objectionable and will stifle domestic innovation. Abso-freaking-lutely. Here he tweeted, still waiting for the SEC to explain to me why past blockchains were not in violation of disclosure rules when they were using crypto to finance the build out. I get why these are not securities now, but why weren't they in violation then? XRP community deserves an answer. Great freaking question. Where are you at, Gensler? See, Gensler is going to go with the mainstream media who are not going to ask him these questions, who are going to dance around and skirt around the issue. But we need, this is why I keep saying, make videos, email, call, tweet, write, put out articles, whatever it is. We're going to put as much pressure on Gensler as possible till he represents us, the people in the United States who pay their taxes, who he's supposed to represent, right? He's not there just because of the sake of being there. We as a taxpayers fund the freaking government, right? There's no government unless we pay our taxes. If we all stop paying our taxes, the government would collapse. How would they pay for all the stuff? They wouldn't be able to. So, and then, I see more articles popping up here in Fox Business. Charles said, our latest, the SEC versus Ripple case could establish limit on agencies' future involvement in crypto regulation. So more visibility, more media mentions and press. I love it, love it, love it. Now, Brian Armstrong, right? We just talked about what Coinbase is going to do. Well, he tweeted out the following today. He didn't even add any context to it or any comments. It's a Time Magazine article titled, "The U.S. is losing the global race to decide the future of money, and it could doom the almighty dollar." More pressure, guys. Time Magazine covering this. I like it. I like it a lot. And I think Anthony Pompliano is going to be interviewing Brian tomorrow. And I'm sure they're going to talk about crypto regulations, guys. So, I see a silver lining here. I see Gensler looking like a fool. Once again, one of his commissioners is not on board. Congress is not on board. The media is calling him out for the hypocrisy. And we as users, crypto investors, are on Twitter bashing the hell out of him. Now, the Ripple XRP lawsuit. Here's an update from James K. Filan. He said the following: defendants' request for documents reflecting the SEC's trading pre-clearance decisions with respect to the SEC's employees' transactions in Bitcoin, Ether, XRP, and annual certifications concerning SEC employees' XRP holdings is denied. So this was denied, but there's a good part of this that I want to give you a takeaway from. The court directed the SEC to provide defendants any documentation supporting the SEC counsel's statement during the August 25th, 2021 meet, and conferred that after the formal order of an investigation was issued as to Ripple on March 9, 2019, SEC employees could no longer trade XRP. Here somebody commented on this. And it looks, hold on, did the tweet get deleted? That's weird. Okay, let me pull up the document here, because there is a note in here that mentions the fair notice defense, in that the judge is taking a look at this. So I think somebody commented, yeah. So here this user said at the very end, she said, talking about the judge, the SEC's absence of policies is relevant for fair notice defense. Who cares if this motion was denied? The last part is all that matters. This was the end of page 2. So this, I think someone commented here, could strengthen the fair notice defense. So a silver lining to this denial, right? So just take it for what it is. So, all right. Caitlin Long, who I'll be interviewing soon, she tweeted the following, which is a great sign. Once again, states are looking to do their own thing when the SEC is, and Gensler is doing, his bullshit. So she said, just announced during the Wyoming Blockchain Select Committee, 2 staffers for Senator Lummis said she plus Senator Sinema Financial Innovation Caucus will soon release a bill aimed at enabling responsible innovation in crypto. One key is it respects states' rights to innovate in crypto. So SEC operates at a federal level. States are looking to do their own thing. So now Gensler is getting pushback from individual states. Love it, love it, love it. From every angle, he's getting pushback now. Once again, even people at the SEC, excuse me. So she continued here saying, staffers said, we'll focus on 1, definitions to clarify regulatory jurisdiction, 2, consumer protection, 3, digital asset custody requirements, and it will draw heavily from Wyoming's existing laws during all of the above. I love it, guys, and I want more states to do this. Once again, go against the SEC. Now, you guys know I've been talking about, celebrities and influencers. One, Michelle Phan, she's a big-time YouTuber who became successful. She did a lot of makeup and things like that. Well, it's just amazing to see these people now tweeting about Bitcoin and crypto. She tweeted the following: the dollar is losing value year over year. This is a fact. If time is money, then your time is being stolen from devaluing money. I learned how Bitcoin is the best savings technology that protects your purchasing power. Save your time and energy. Now, I'm no fool. I'm sure she's working with somebody. They put together some tweets for her. But at the end of the day, this is educating the masses. And the near 900,000 followers that she has are now getting exposed, if they haven't already, to Bitcoin and crypto. It is going into society, pop culture, movies, TV shows, books. This is the growth of the asset class and the adoption of the technology. And these are things I pay attention to because it shows where we're going, and higher prices are coming, and the potential to make significant returns. Now, Mayor Francis Suarez talking about here MiamiCoins on TV. I love it. You guys know about the city coins. Like I mentioned at the beginning of the video, OKCoin is the only exchange that you can buy MiamiCoin and stake it. But you're going to see San Francisco coin, New York City coin coming soon. And this is a great way for people to get involved, to support cities and earn, because you can stake and earn, right? And obviously the value can go up, so you can trade it as well. And we know the city of Miami, they accepted about $5 million plus for the city. So this is the future, guys. This is the future. It's amazing what crypto and blockchain is doing. Here, this is bullish. As I've been saying, there's a Bitcoin mining boom. It's happening in the United States and around the globe. And Bitcoin ain't going anywhere. It is here to stay. It's not going away. They're going to mine more of it. Big institutions are getting involved. So one of the largest Bitcoin mining companies just raised $431 million to expand their operations. Hash rate increase incoming. The people who are giving these companies millions of dollars, they know they're going to make a return on their investment because it's tied to an asset that has a fixed supply, is growing, and we are so early. And, it's related to what Raoul Pal said. I wish I was an accredited investor, because I would be doing this. I would be holding the assets plus investing in the companies. But hopefully, like Raoul said, the law changes that you and I, who are not accredited investors, can invest in these companies. So the Bitcoin miners' current data center capacity of around 170 megawatts translates into a total hash rate capacity of 3.3 exahashes per second, which the company said it plans to increase to nearly 11.9 exahashes in the next year. They're only going to keep investing more and ramping up Bitcoin mining because, look, $100,000 plus Bitcoin price is coming, mass adoption. And once again, it's not only Bitcoin, the altcoins are going to get adoption and higher prices too. And patience is the key. Guys, what do you think about this news? Leave your thoughts and comments below. Hit the thumbs up button, share this video, and I'll talk to you all later.